everybody, and thank you so much for joining our very special webinar. The Gemara says, Toiv Leiv Mishta Tomed. A good-hearted person looks for reasons to celebrate. We have the honor tonight of seeing and hearing and experiencing Chef Ido Sirton. Now, I worked very closely with Chef Ido Sirton when he was in South Africa. He was first the chef of the Hyatt Hotel, if I'm not mistaken. And then
Yeah,
he
that's
took
right.
over one of the kosher caterers here, and he lifted it to an unbelievable level. It was fun working with him, but everybody said about Chef Ido Sirton that he just made the most outstanding dishes, and he loved to make celebrations for people. And if you followed him over the last few years, in his home in Kochav Yair, he does the most amazing cooking demonstrations. So tonight he's going to show us how to make kosher samooses. Now let me clarify. Overindulgence is no good. But if you're eating in order to serve Hashem, if you're eating in order to make your family happy, if you're eating in order to live life to its fullest, then it's a mitzvah. So join Ido for the next 20, 30 minutes as he takes us on a journey of living life to its fullest and celebrating with Hashem. Ido, over to you.
Hello, everybody. Hi, South African, all my South African friends. There are a few South African and few American friends also that are watching me right now, and I welcome you. I'm very, very excited, first of all, because yes, we left South Africa 9.5 years ago. However, every second year or nearly every year, we're coming back for a beautiful holiday in Johannesburg and Cape Town, obviously. And we really, really miss the country. We miss the people. We don't miss some other things, obviously, but we really miss the country. And the last few years, what I'm actually doing, I'm teaching all my knowledge, which is now accumulated for 30 years. I'm passing it through a lot of customers that coming here to my venue. I've got an outside kitchen with a taboon and a smoker, and I'm actually hosting them at home, which is giving me a very, very, very wonderful, great, amazing pleasure. To not living this simchas and celebration, because most of the people coming here are as little functions, and also it's giving me the ability to teach and the ability to be with people and interact with them. Zoom live on Facebook is only things that happening in the last year in the Corona time. It's time consuming. That's why I can't commit to do it all the time, even though I would like to. However, now the rabbi asked me, we had a chat this week, and we said that, yeah, let's make some people happy, and let's teach you something very, very nice and easy. And I'm sure that if you've got the recipe, you see a very long list of ingredients, but actually most of them you should have at home. What we're going to do here is a dish that everybody knows. It's called the samooses. We've got vegetable samooses and meat samooses, potato samooses, lamb samooses, all kind of samooses. And now today we're going to make them kosher. Kosher because all the ingredients are kosher and the meat is kosher. In the minute that you've got that sprinkle wrapper that you buy, kosher, which is the actual pastry that I'm going to roll the samooses in, it's kosher because the meat is kosher, and it's very, very simple. All spices are kosher, very easy to make. I'm going to show you step by step. We've got half an hour. In fact, I'm going to put here my timer that I know how am I doing with timing. If anyone would like to ask any questions, only with pleasure, please do. The rabbi will let me know. I can't hear you, I can't see you. My boy Lavi is taking that Zoom for me. Once I will have a questions, I will answer you with a pleasure. So, meat samosas, it's an Indian dish. In India, the local Indian do it in few versions. They can take chickpea flours, make a dough out of it, make a pastry quite thin, roll it down and fill it up in the same way that I will show you. Fill it up, close it, and then deep fry it. I chose the one that is out of a spring roll wrapper. I already cut all the vegetables. beforehand that I will be able to manage to do it in 30 minutes. We've got minced meat, and we've got cut vegetable, carrots, zucchini, which is baby marrow, and green peppers. I've got chopped onion, and I've got some garlic. Garlic is an optional. If somebody doesn't like garlic, he doesn't have to use it. So I'm going to start now with the mixture of the pastry. If you would like to make a potato samoosas, so then you will have to make some mashed potato and the very similar spices that I'm going to show you, add them in, and in that matter, you will have, instead of a meat one, you'll have a vegetarian one. You can use only vegetables and potato, vegetable alone, add some olives, add some spices and different herbs. You can do whatever you like, as long as you will remember the actual idea. So I've got a pan over here. I'm going to put a little bit of garlic, about 2 tablespoons. I'm heating up the oil, and I'm going to fry the vegetables and the meat and the onion. The garlic I will add in grated, and I will explain you. This is a dish, just a little tip. It's called microplan. Microplan is a little grater. You see, it's not that big. This is the side, about 30 centimeters. This is a magic tool. I always recommend to have one at home. If I would have some shares in this company, I will be a very, very wealthy man. But anyway, I love this tool and I do really recommend it. So I'm going to add my vegetable in. Going to give it a toss. I'm starting with the vegetables and the meat mix because I would like them to chill before I roll them in. Let me put the fan. I'm adding the meat. I'm adding the chopped onion. And I cook it for a few minutes till the meat is nice and brown and the vegetables are nice and soft. High heat, the higher the flame is, the better it is. If you're using a gas stove, the higher the temperature of the stove, the electric stove is better. I want to get some color and I would like, okay, we'll leave it now. Now, when it's steaming and roasting, cooking actually, I will add the garlic. Look, this is the garlic in 1 second. Get a very smooth. It's actually grating the garlic. It's not chopping it. It's giving it the garlic in that way. Is actually melting into the dish. Now I already can start smell the look. I'm going to take a few spices. If you have a big kitchen, I recommend organize all your spices at home. I'm going to need curry. I'm going to need cumin, turmeric, black pepper I've got outside, and Atlantic salt. And I will put. Are there any questions? If there are any questions, please let me know, and I will answer you gladly. So I'm going to put about half a teaspoon. The meat is cooked already. The meat is cooked already. I'm just going to. The vegetables are soft also. And I'm going. Can everybody hear me well?
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. So I'm going to put half a teaspoon of curry powder, half a teaspoon cumin spice. Is that? Which curry do you use? Well, you see, a curry spice is actually a mixture of spices. That's what curry is. So I'm using a mild curry, what you call it. We buy them in. It's a mixture of spices. If you like it very hot, so there's actually curry which is very, very spicy, ask for the mild curry. I went to the Indian shop over here and asked him, give me the curry that you use at home, and I don't want it too spicy. She took a packet and she gave it to me. This is actually the best way to do. I'm going to put some salt. I'm going to put some black pepper. And in my opinion, it's ready. And I'm going to taste it. Okay, this is your mix. Now I cannot put the mix and use it when it's very, very hot. I will have to cool it down. It's perfect. It's not too salty because I've got salt in the chutney that I'm going to make once it gets cold. And it's not too spicy because also the chutney that I'm making is going to have some chili in it. So I'm switching off the mix, and you know what I'll do? I'll put it here on a plate. Making sure that it will get cool in a few minutes. There you are. This is the mix. The next things I'm going to do, I'm heating up a pan. Now, the secret to spices, especially in Indian cooking, but generally, is that the spices are grounded. I buy them as fresh as I can. As fresh as I can. The spices are grounded, and to be able to get flavor out of the spices, you've got them to heat them up, especially in Indian dishes. Heat them up, and that oil and the moist is releasing the flavors of the spices. Okay, over here, cumin. I've got a teaspoon of cumin seeds. Okay, cumin seeds. There is no smell, very, very light smell. But once I put about a teaspoon, half a teaspoon of olive oil. Okay, just what's the oil actually doing? I don't really need it, but what it actually does on a pan, it's increasing the temperature of the pan to be about twice as hot. And I need to roast them very, very quick. The cumin spice, it's nearly ready. And I'm just going to put them like that. So what I'm going, look here, what's happening to them. You can see that they can start. Here, they are ready now. Switch off the heat, they're ready. And now I promise you that this whole kitchen is smelling like cumin, but not like a heavy, strong cumin, but a very, can you smell it, Lavi? Like a very gentle smell. This I'm going to let cool, and that I will add into my chutney. Now, chutney in South Africa, we know it's a sweet chutney, Mrs. Bo's chutney, the one we all love. The chutney that I'm actually making now, it's made out of fresh coriander. Here, let's see here the ingredients. Chili, fresh ginger, fresh coriander, a little bit of sugar, lemon and water, just that I've got some liquid, and I'm going to liquidize all of those ingredients. Before that, I just want to explain you regarding the chili. The chili in Israel are green chilies and are very big. Okay, that's how they look like. I took them and I cut them by half and I tasted them. They are very, very spicy. In South Africa, most of the chilies, you know, are like that. There are also some red chilies. It all depends how spicy you would like it. What I'm actually going to do, I will use the big chili. It's green, but to take some of the spiciness away, I'm cutting off the vein of the seed like that. Okay, and now once it doesn't have the seeds, it's hot, spicy, but it's not killing you. Okay, you can actually eat it nicely. And I think that for that quantity, well, I like it hot. Lavi love it hot. Adam love it hot, my boys. And even the little Yair is now 7. Believe it or not, he likes spicy food. And not because we live in Israel, because they like to experience it, as long as it's not too spicy. I've got a liquidizer here, a little Ninja. You can use a big blender if you like. I'm going to put here the chili. I'm going to put here 3 centimeters of ginger. I'm going to put here about a teaspoon of salt. I'm adjusting the flavor with the salt, half a teaspoon and another 1 teaspoon salt, and about some black pepper. And I'm going to put my liquid, which is basically lemon juice and water. The actual recipe, you've got it in front of you. I took a bunch of coriander, cilantro if you like. In Hebrew, they call it here kuzbara. When I say cilantro, like a sauce with a cilantro and I don't know, and the sage, they say, wow, cilantro. Cilantro sounds so exotic, such an exotic flavor, but it is actually kuzbara. I'm closing it up. Excuse the noise, and I'm actually just liquidizing it. If you've got a second, slowly. Give it a shake. We're already 20 minutes already. Okay. There you are. This is ready. So now I'm going to fill up the samosa. Not before I will adjust it, even though we're on live and I don't have to taste it, I just can't not taste it. You can see that it's quite liquidy, but that's actually what I would like. And it's lovely. It's exactly the flavor that I was looking for. That's it. Let's fill up the samosas and fry them. I've got oil over here that I will switch on and let it get hot. I would like it to be on a medium temperature, which is about 180 to 200 Celsius. If you've got a little deep fryer, you can put it on a medium heat. Let me just clean here 1 second. And I'm going now to show you how to fill up the samosas, which is the most important thing. So now concentrate, guys, and you'll be able to make them. So you see the ingredients are very simple. You don't need anything else than some spices. So I've got that spring roll wrapper. You can buy them in the shops in Johannesburg. There's nothing more than flour and water in those spring roll, maybe a little bit fat to it. Yes.
Someone asked, where can you buy Indian spices in Israel?
Well, just in the supermarket, I went to Rami Levy, Super Sale Deal, and I actually got a packet. It looks like that. It looks like that.
No, Indian spices.
The Indian spices? The Indian spices you can buy just in the Indian shops or any spice shop, because the Indian spices are basically made of garam masala, curry, paprika, spicy hot paprika, cumin, ground cumin. Any spice shops, which are many in South Africa, you can buy them in properly, or even at Pick n Pay. I'm sure that they sell all of those spices in little bottles, and you don't need more than a little bottle at home. So I've got the pastry over here. You see it's square. It's not that big. This is 20 on 20. I will take that pastry and I will cut it into 3. This little thin pastry will give me 3 samosas. 1, 2, 3. Everybody can see well? Okay, so now. So this is my pastry. Before that, I need to show you how I'm going to glue it. I've got a little bit of flour, normal flour, not self-raising, just flour, a little bit of water, and I'm just making a glue out of it. I'm mixing the flour and the water to like a consistency of a glue. And I've got a brush here, and that's what I'm going to use. That's it. See, this is my glue. And that glue, I'm going to take the brush, and this is, okay. So now I've got a spring, maybe in South Africa, it will be a little bit longer, it's perfect. If it's longer, I'm very happy about it. So what you actually do, my mixture is now cool. What I'm actually doing, I'm folding it into a triangle and another triangle. I'm folding it twice. Once I fold it twice, I've got a little pocket here. Can you see? A little pocket. That little pocket, I'll take some of my mixture, about a spoonful, and I'll fill the pocket with my finger a little bit like that. Now, before I'm continue to fold it, I'm going to brush it like that with my glue, and I'll fold it again, and I'll fold it again like that. And my glue, it looks like that because my triangle wasn't perfect. Okay, but I'm not concerned about it. I can still fry it. I'll put some more flour over here. I'll glue it. That's one. Ready to be fried. I'll take another one. 1 second. In the meantime, my oil is getting hot, and I'm making one, 2. See, it's important that the pastry will be equal in equal sides. I'll fill it up with some more of the mix. So this actual filling should take about 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, work, okay? I'm saying work, but it's not really work, it's fun. You can even sit and do it. I didn't put some of the glue. I'll fold it over here, that way, and I'll fold it over here. See, this one looks better because the size, okay. And this is another samosa. Put it over here, we'll make one more, and then we can start fry them. This one is not that straight, but I can continue making them. So those are our samosas. This is the third one. Guess what Lavi is going to eat for supper? All what he could think the whole day is, Ido, they are for us? Who is going to eat them? So I told him, Lavi, relax, don't worry. I promise you a lovely supper. Now we'll fold it over here once, twice. You see, it's very easy to make, and once you do it once or twice, you get hold of it, of the hang of it. And those are beautiful samosas.
You know, someone asked
Yeah.
if you can use phyllo pastry.
Phyllo pastry, I wouldn't recommend to use because it's difficult to work with, and also it's getting dry very quickly. You can use them. However, I wouldn't fry them, but I will bake them in the oven, brush them with a little bit of clarified butter or melted butter, a little bit, and then oven bake them. It won't be quite the same of that heavy cholesterol dish, which we all love, right? But you can use it. I prefer to use actually spring roll wrapper. It's much more fun. Okay, I'm making one more, last one for now, and I'm going to fry them. The oil is nearly ready. You see, already half of that recipe that you've got will be enough for 10 samosas. It depends how big you're making them, between 10, let's say between 9 to 12 samosas. Depends how much of the mixture you put in. Okay, there you are. Let's fry. Okay, it feels to me. Okay, now the frying. Can you see that, Navi? Yes. So before I fry, I make sure.
Another question.
Yeah.
What is the pastry called? Can you buy it in most shops?
You can buy it in most shops. Yes, it will called a spring roll wrapper. Okay, that's the name in also in the supermarket. A spring roll wrapper. You should have them. I can feel that my oil is ready, and I will put gently my samosas in there, like that. And my last one. And before yeah,
You can use puff pastry.
puff pastry definitely not for samosas, because it will puff pastry you've got to bake, and once you bake it, it will rise a lot. So not for frying, not for this dish. I would say spring roll wrapper for sure. If you would like to bake them as filo pastry, puff pastry is mainly for baking, for making pastries and all kind of pies that you would like them actually to puff. So my samosas are getting fried over here. Very small tip: you can make them yesterday. You can take them then into the freezer. You can freeze them. You can make them even a month ago ahead, and then you can just take a few out and from the freezer into a hot oil, but not that hot oil, like let's say 160, a medium temperature oil, and then you can have a wonderful samosas without standing and making them. But you see that I make them now and I fry them immediately. I can make them in the morning also. I could have made them in the morning and leave them in the fridge on plastic, on a cling film, or on a plastic in the fridge covered, and then take them out from the fridge on the same day and cover them. It's very important that your mixture won't have any liquid in there. Can you see that it's dry? It's dry. Because it's dry, I'm not concerned that it will affect the pastry itself and it will make holes in them. Those samosas are actually nearly ready. Here, this is the color I'm looking for, golden brown. I turn them one more time. I actually basically fry them not to cook the meat because the meat is cooked, but to give it that crunchiness, the color, and the flavor for the pastry. So I'm actually cooking the pastry now. And that's it. They look quite perfect. Now I know that some people will say, yeah, but it's fattening and it's oil. But if you actually think of it, first of all, it doesn't absorb much the flour mix that I put. Now I'm taking them all out straight into absorbing paper. And the absorbing paper, actually what it does, I will put them over here like that. It will drain all the water, all the oil away. Presentation. So best thing is just to take the samosa. It's a little bit hot, so be careful not to burn, and give it a bite. But I really would like to eat it with my chutney. Remember the chutney that we've done? So let's take a plate. You can also serve them like this at home. Look, it's very easy to go and buy samosas in South Africa. They will be quite nice, but they won't be as nice as those. The fun in entertaining is to actually prepare something with love. We took raw ingredients to prepare it, and once it's ready, just to serve it. This is a little bit of rocat. Some herbs. Very, very nice to eat also. Like that, we can put them. Great. I'll take now my chutney. Okay. Let's put it also here. Let's put one samosa, another one like that, one like that. And we've got a wonderful, wonderful dish. And you can't get better than that. You just cannot get better than that. How to eat it? You take the samosa, you put some chutney on top. Ooh, wow. Can you hear the crunch? Lavi, can they hear the crunch? I can feel the crunch and hear the crunch and taste the crunch. And this is really beautiful. That's about it, my friend. I hope you learn a little bit. You're more than welcome to go into my onto my internet website, write me a mail, pop into my Instagram, Facebook, write questions if you like. I actually open myself up to you guys to come and ask me questions, whatever you like, whatever you want. If it's not a samosas about how to make a curry, how to make a wonderful chicken, how to make anything you like. And I hope you enjoyed it. And once again, Rabbi, thank you so much to letting me have the opportunity to say hello to the community, to share my knowledge, and just know that I enjoy every second of what I do, just because I've got people like you, people like my customers, and people like the community that I love change my ideas, teach, and so.
Ido,
Yes.
we worked very closely together on certain Chabad functions when you were in South Africa.
All right, right.
We lifted our functions to a new level, but it was always fun to work with you. But I want to end off with a very serious note to you and to everybody else watching you. One of the 10 commandments is, thou shalt not steal. Now, on a simple level, it means don't kidnap, don't steal, whatever you want it to mean. But on a deeper level, on a more personal level, you know what it means? That if you're alive today, God wants you to be alive. And if you have a talent, you must share that talent. Not with yourself and not with people around you, but to the world. You've certainly done that this evening. But what I want to come out of this webinar, I mean, I watched you, I got hungry just watching you make the samosa. But I want everybody to be inspired by watching you because it looks easy. If there's somebody here who has a talent and is not using it, use it. Use it to make your life more full and make everybody else's life more full around you. Ido, thank you for doing this, and I look forward to the next one. But don't rob the world of what you can give it. And always
definitely,
use
Rabbi. Of course. Thank you so much. And just remember all, never be afraid to try, never be afraid to give, never be afraid to get and to take, and never be afraid of this wonderful life because we live here once, and please God, all be happy and healthy. And this COVID time will end soon. I love you all and have a great evening.
Thank you, Ido.
Ciao, ciao.